There is a tool in gCADPlus on the File drop-down menu that enables you to save any part of the drawing either from model space or layout space as a PDF. So you pick it and you can set a window with, say, maximum resolution. That will give you quite an acceptable PDF. But there are times when you want to put out a really high resolution PDF, and in that instance you'd want to use one of the PDF writers that are available, and we favour the use of one called gCADPlus, but Adobe have their own PDF writers and there are several others. None of the PDF writers that we've been able to find will print transparency, so you do need to check your drawing for the use of transparency before you set a print out to one of these high resolution PDF writers, where you can set the resolution to, say, as high as 1200 dots per inch if that's what you want. Let's show you one little trick that can help. If you pick View and click on Transparent Render, you may have noticed, and I'll do it again in a moment, if we focus in here on a symbol for an existing rhododendron, let's do it again and we'll take Transparent Render off. Can you see that the symbol there for the rhododendron and also the symbol for the hatching, solid hatching behind this zone on the left, they obviously use transparency. So let's dive into the model and just zoom in on it. So we think this symbol here uses transparency, and you can see it's set to 100. So if we revert that to 255, which means no transparency, and unselect all, we can see perhaps that's a bit too heavy and we probably want to change the fill. So let's pick the symbol again, which is just a circle, and instead of saying colour 109, we'll choose select colour and true colour and pick a shade of green, maybe one of these darker greens that's a little too blue for me. That one's reasonable, I think, and we'll go OK. So we get the same sort of an effect, a sort of washed out effect, and we could certainly pick one to be a little darker. And if we pick the hatching at the top here, that's 255, and this one is hatching with a transparency of 150. So we can use modify and match the properties of that hatching to there. And what I'm hoping now, if we zoom out and we say View, we'll turn on Transparent Render, and we see very little change, although something flickered down in this area here. So let's do it again, and Transparent Render. Yes, it's this other symbol here, so let's pick it. We could either change its transparency back to 255, but remember we've used a similar technique, so we can say right click, match properties, pick it up from that one and apply to that one there. So I think that works reasonably well. We seem to be able to see through it, so I just wanted to check again. That's transparency 255, so that I think works quite well, and we should now be able to print this at, let's try printing on an A3 sheet at 1200 dots per inch, and I'll do it from this 1 to 100 landscape plan. I'll zoom extents, and we'll do it here and print this whole sheet. Well, I've chosen the print setup. I've set gCADPlus Writer as my printer of choice, and I'm going to go to Advanced, and we'll give this one a very high resolution and push it to 1200 dots per inch, and OK it, and OK that. So we've got A3 as our size, landscape, and we're now ready to OK that. And for print area, we want to print the piece of paper. So away we go, and the PDF file is being printed and generated in background, and we'll look at it shortly. Well, here is the final result. Let's go Control L and look at it full size, and we can zoom in with Control and plus, gCADPlus and zoom in, and I hope you can see here that the resolution is very high indeed. We can further increase our magnification across like so, and the text, even though quite small in the plant schedule, is really highly detailed. So that's how you can get a very high resolution print out of a gCADPlus design.